Best-selling author Diane Chamberlain released the historical fiction novel The Last House on the Street in 2021. The story unfolds across two distinct timelines. The first, set in 1965, follows Ellie, a naive white college student who volunteers to register voters in her rural North Carolina county. Ellie confronts multiple levels of culture shock, discovering stark disparities between black and white living conditions, as well as the deep-seated racist attitudes of those close to her. The second timeline takes place in 2010, focusing on Kayla, a widowed young professional who faces veiled threats and acts of vandalism when she moves into the dream home she built with her late husband. After 45 years, Ellie returns to the neighborhood, and the two women meet, uncovering that they each carry unresolved, life-altering questions. As a lifelong advocate for equality, Chamberlain, a North Carolina resident, shares traits with both fictional protagonists. The narrative alternates chapters between Kayla in 2010 and Ellie in 1965. Kayla Carter, an architect grieving the accidental death of her husband Jackson, prepares to move into the newly completed dream house in Round Hill, North Carolina, with her toddler, Rainey. In her office, she encounters an older, enigmatic woman who delivers vague threats, heightening her anxiety about the large house set on a heavily wooded lot. Meanwhile, back in 1965, Ellie Hockley, a student at the University of North Carolina, learns that a local black pastor is recruiting student volunteers from the North and West to register black voters. Ellie brings along her friend Brenda, who is pregnant and about to marry her boyfriend, Garner, as she meets Reverend Greg Filburn to join the SCOPE registration program. Though Greg cautiously allows her to apply, Ellie faces resistance from her parents and brother, Buddy, ultimately forging her father's signature to submit the application. She also ends her relationship with her boyfriend, Reed, and travels to Atlanta for SCOPE training with 3 other students. In 2010, Kayla continues to struggle with unease about her new home. She notices a middle-aged woman unloading groceries in front of the Hockley house, a historic 2-story home. Buddy, suffering from a terminal heart condition, lives there with his elderly mother, Pat. Stopping to help, Kayla discovers that the woman is Ellie, who has returned from California during her brother's illness. While their initial meeting is pleasant, Ellie withdraws when she learns Kayla is Reed's daughter. The next day, Kayla and Rainey explore the circular trail behind the house, discovering a small, abandoned lake and a clearing dominated by a massive oak tree with a treehouse. Rainey is delighted, but Kayla's unease grows. Back in 1965, after completing training, Ellie and 9 other volunteers returned to Derby County to live with local black families and canvass potential voters. With the Voting Rights Act yet unsigned by President Johnson, their work is limited to voter education. Ellie meets Wynn, a seemingly stern black student from Shaw University in Raleigh who is spending his second summer as a civil rights worker in Derby County. She also meets Rosemary, a black community volunteer whose cousin, Ronnie, works at Buddy's auto shop. The story shifts back to 2010. Driving past the Hockley house, Kayla sees smoke and flames. She calls for help and manages to get Buddy out safely. Ellie arrives, expressing immense gratitude to Kayla. While going through her late husband's letters, Kayla finds one from her father warning them against purchasing the property, confirming that her apprehension about the house is justified. In 1965, Ellie and Wynn are paired for canvassing and quickly become an effective team. At the end of their first week, volunteers stage a protest that attracts media coverage. That night, a cross is burned in front of the house where Ellie is staying, forcing her to relocate. In 2010, while practicing yoga with Ellie, Kayla meets Brenda, who shares that her husband Garner died in a fall, just as Jackson did. Brenda recounts past double dates with Ellie and Garner, revealing that Kayla's father once dated Ellie. Kayla learns from Reed that the wooded area has a dark history, including Klan meetings under the oak tree, and he confirms that Ellie broke his heart by moving away after falling for someone else. Back in 1965, white volunteers covertly attend a Klan gathering. Ellie is shocked to see Garner there. A volunteer's scope pin exposes them, and they are chased. Ellie falls into a ditch, ending up in the hospital. Her father later demands that she leave the SCOPE program, but Ellie refuses. During a protest, Dee Dee, a young girl hosting Ellie, is injured by a thrown object, prompting Ellie to confront Wynn about her motivations for joining Scope. She shares her guilt over the death of her childhood friend, Maddie. Wynn confesses his love but vows not to act on it. In 2010, Rainey climbs into the treehouse alone while Kayla takes Pat to a doctor's appointment. She learns that Pat despises Ellie and favors Brenda as her true daughter. Returning to 1965, volunteers visit a black nightclub. Ellie dances with Wynn and later hides with him in a van when police arrive. They spend the night in jail, where Wynn declares his love for Ellie. Buddy, intoxicated, attacks Wynn upon learning of their dance. Greg orders Ellie to leave Scope, and she returns home, discovering the familial strain caused by her activism. She meets Wynn secretly in the treehouse. He proposes they marry and move away. Buddy witnesses them, and a confrontation ensues. Ellie attempts to protect Wynn when Klansmen attack. Injured and helpless, she enlists Buddy's help to search for Wynn, only to discover Garner and Brenda's tragic deaths. After 2 days, Ellie learns Wynn has been murdered, prompting her to leave for California. In 2010, Kayla finds a light in the treehouse and calls the police, discovering Ellie there. Ellie recounts the events, including Wynn's murder. Later, a fencing company uncovers a skeleton behind Kayla's home. It is Wynn's. Investigations reveal that Pat and Brenda were involved in the attack, while Garner, as the Klansman in the tree, died when Ellie kicked him unknowingly. Ellie's father took his own life under the weight of guilt. In the aftermath, Buddy dies, and Ellie demolishes the Hockley house before returning to California. Kayla ultimately reconnects with her home and the wooded lot, finding a renewed love for the property. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy this video, leave a like and subscribe.